Hey guys, and welcome to some more Star Citizen. This week until the 23rd of September, the Gladiator and Retaliator Bombers are available on all accounts. So there's a vote up as well for Best Bomber, just with these two bombers in mind on the RSI website. Again, link in the description for that. And the winner of that vote will go on sale in the pledge store for another week. So, it's quite an important vote if you're wanting to pick up one of these ships soon, because they're both obviously flyable at the moment. I'm going to grab a Gladiator here, because we're going to have a look at that first. And basically, the idea of this video is to check out both the ships and discuss them very briefly, so that it can help make up your mind, maybe, when voting for them. So let's run outside to grab our Gladiator. So, the Gladiator is perfectly flyable as a one-man ship. It is a two-seater ship. It has a turret on the top that another gunner can get into, but is perfectly flyable by a single pilot, and that turret is then slaved to the main pilot. So we can see here that the Gladiator, it is kind of more like a fighter bomber. It has at the moment the capability to have two size 3 fixed weapons on the gimbal here, and two size 1s on the turret up there. So it can have quite a powerful armament. If you wanted to load it out in its most powerful form at the moment, I'd probably suggest longsword 9s and longsword 9s and 11 series broadswords. But we've also got 8 size 2 missiles, which is pretty impressive, 4 on each side, and then in its belly, its delicious belly, some size 5 missiles. Now, those missiles are basically mini torpedoes or bombs, effectively. They are big, they do a lot of damage, and the ship itself is very, very good at taking out larger ships than itself, like Retaliators, like Constellations and that sort of thing. And if those missiles hit a group of fighters, they could be taking out multiple fighters in that group because of the explosion radius of that missile and how powerful it is. The ship itself is totally viable to fight. Let's jump inside it and go somewhere and actually right, go into this comrade to hopefully fight some pirates. Hopefully they won't not disappoint. So cruise speed wise, not particularly fast. 600, it's not slow, but it's not fast. And SCM is not as fast as pretty much any other dogfighter, but it's not a dogfighter. And we've got the stock loadout here. I talked about the longsword 9s and the 11 broadswords.
I'll use my broadsword.
But we haven't got them. But, as we can see, just this normal loadout is more than enough to take out some pirates at range. Especially when they're flying straight towards you. Oh. He says, not killing him in a single pass, cuz noob. Where's this other pirate? Where'd the other pirate go? You around anywhere, pirate boy? But the other pirate doesn't want to come out and play. But the ship isn't that immobile. It's got a reasonable amount of agility. It's just not a dogfighter. Against a dogfighter, they're going to be going all over the place and when fighting you. But you do have the power to be able to fight them off occasionally. It's not totally kind of like, it's not going to totally be owned by dogfighters. It can fight, which is great. It is a fighter bomber, and that extra turret, having that extra crewman in there, does allow you to do that a lot better than just flying it solo, because you need to really face your target, and that dogfighters can get around you quickly. But the other kind of like weaponry it's got, those missiles, are pretty powerful. Especially those size 5 ones. And let's see if we can go to another comrade and fight some more pirates. Because the ship itself is actually pretty damn good. It's very military. It is a military bomber. I can imagine them flying in wings with hornets and that sort of stuff, taking out much larger ships. Here we go, pirates. We've got a player as well. So we're going to lock on some of our missiles, and we're going to take out the pirates with our missiles, because why not? Have a missile. go into SCM mode so we can actually aim a little bit better. You can say that we're kind of flying around a little bit like a truck, but we do have some mobility. When we go into coupled mode, the ship isn't bad at all, to be honest. Right, let's try and take these guys out at medium range with those missiles. One missile away. Let's have another one on you. As soon as it goes off. Another missile away. Really, we want to see those big missiles hit. You can hear, oh, you can hear those missiles hitting, just blowing away the targets. Nice and simple. It's a pretty simple ship. You don't have to worry too much about dogfighting because you're using your missiles to kill targets. And the ship itself is pretty fun, but it's nice and simple. You are going to get wrecked by a good dogfighter like someone in the Super Hornet and someone that's skilled. But the ship requires support to be used effectively against its main target, which is those larger ships. And that's what bombers should be about. It shouldn't be able to do everything. Come here. Let's send a load of missiles after you. Pew, pew, pew! Yeah, have some of that. Just a torrent of missiles. Do we have a friendly guy around here? We did. Can I lock a missile onto him? Have I used all my missiles? Well, I mean, that's an issue. Not enough missiles! So, really the other choices, if you wanted a fighter missile boat kind of bomber, I suppose that is exactly what the Gladiator is, would be the Freelancer Miss, which is the military combat missile boat variant with that extra missile loader. The Vanguard Harbinger, again, proper missile boat. And obviously the Retaliator, which is a much larger torpedo bomber, which we're just about to talk about. But we've gone to Cryastro, we launched all our missiles. That is an expensive reload. So 5,400 UBC in 2.5. That's quite a lot of money. So just bear that in mind when spamming missiles. When you do that in later versions of the game, it's going to be costing you a lot of time to get that money back. So make sure you use those missiles and bombs wisely. Right, let's now have a look at the Retaliator, also called the Tally. Compared to the Gladiator, the Retaliator is big. In fact, it's big enough that it requires a crew to run. Basically, the issue is that Pilot in this ship only has access to fire the torpedoes. So you are kind of beholden to the rest of the crew firing turrets to defend you. And it's got 5 other turrets that go pew 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 and basically help defend the ship. So it's quite important that crew is there and that you have a competent crew. The ship is a torpedo bomber when outfitted as such, and it's a little bit more heavy duty with its ordnance because they're torpedoes. They're very, very, very big missiles. Let's jump inside the Tally. Where is the lift? The lift is here. See, it's a much bigger ship. Very much the feel of a submarine as well when you're inside. Right, so you can see very much that it feels like a submarine. Well, it certainly does to me anyway. And we've got a rear module. And in the torpedo or bomber variant, that rear module, let's switch to first person so it's less buggy, has 2 torpedoes that it can drop. And those torpedoes, as you can see, are absolutely massive compared to missiles. And they're just slow missiles with huge ordnance, basically, is a good way of thinking of them. Oh, we're not in an engagement. Oh dear. Hopefully nothing horrible is going on around behind me. And here, the front module, a lot larger, can store 4 missiles with the incorrectly working rotary arms. Let's not talk about that at the moment. But it can drop, it can fire those missiles. So the bomber variant's got 6 large torpedoes. And let's jump into the actual front pilot chair. And we'll see that we can't fire any of the turrets. We would need crewmen to do that, but we can launch the missiles. And because of that, it's not suitable for a single person, in my opinion. It is... in the future, though, you might be able to get AI turrets, or purchase AI crew, NPC crew, to basically shoot those turrets for you. You see missiles? What I mean is point blank with a torpedo. Come on, torpedo. And you can see that torpedo didn't really hit him. It hit near him, which was good enough to blow him up into a billion, trillion pieces. We're very sluggish, we're very slow, we're not a dogfighter. We don't compete with dogfighters, we need those turrets. You see just the one impact from a torpedo, just obliterating any foe. But the idea of the ship is to be taking out capital ships. It is a capital killer. It is... that's its main purpose. It's going to be taking out larger ships. It's not for dogfighting. That said, with a capable crew and that many turrets, you can be doing a lot in a battle. You could turn a fleet battle and that sort of stuff. I mean, it's a very, very powerful ship in the right hands, but it is beholden to its crew. It's beholden to someone protecting it, and whether that be its crew and its turrets or a fleet of other ships. So it can be outfitted in various different ways. It is modular, so it could be outfitted as a torpedo bomber, as it is here, and as the one we're basically voting to go back into the shop is, with those two torpedo bays. But it's got two modules, one in the front and one in the rear. The front module can be outfitted as a drop pod as well for a load of different marines to sit in, and both front and rear can be outfitted for cargo, torpedoes, as we've already seen, living quarters. So that's it, guys. Make sure you vote on your favourite or the one that you'd most likely to see in the pledge store for a week again. It's all down to personal preference. These ships are extremely different. Remember that commenting on any of our Star Citizen content through September gives you the chance to win an Argo MPUV or that Star Citizen budget PC I made a while ago. A massive thanks to all my patrons, Game Whisperers, subs, and viewers in general, guys. You have allowed me to do this with my life, and it's awesome. I love Star Citizen, I love gaming, and I love being able to participate in a fantastic community. General links about everything we've discussed in the description below. Also, when I was talking about weapon pairing, that's probably quite something to mention. With the Gladiator, I was referring to ammo velocity, so the pips line up. That's how I choose. I'll put a link to the spreadsheet of all the different weapon velocities and all the different weapon stats as well in the description below. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Very much appreciated. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the verse. Pew, pew, pew.